This is a recap of my 3-day mountain trek to reach this lake, Alako.
So day one started off with a big breakfast at the hostel, which we were going to need because this hike wasn't going to be easy. We then began the hike, stopping for a quick hydration break, filling up from the river, and then marching on forward. Now this was the first time I'd ever done a big hike with a big backpack on my back. It was about 15 kilos, so I needed to keep stopping for food every now and then.
This bridge is so dodgy.
Survived the dodgy bridge, and then we kept marching on up to the first camp of the night. However, I was not staying at this yurt camp. I went a little bit further on as I was staying in my tent.
Salud.
Anyway, we had a beer to celebrate, had some noodles, and finished the night with a lovely toilet break. Day two started off incredibly cold. It was sub-zero. So we quickly had some porridge to warm us up. I packed away my frozen tent, and then we got marching up the mountain. Now we knew day two was going to be the hardest, and by 1 hour, we had already covered this distance. Another hour later, we'd made it up to the lake. We had a quick stretch, and then we got moving on. As we were not done here, we had to keep going all the way up there. And clearly I was starting to feel it. But with no choice and to keep marching on, we kept climbing and finally reached the peak. It was now time for some quick lunch at almost 4,000 meters above sea level before trying to get down this thing. And I didn't find it as easy as this guy did. But once again, we survived. I made it down the other side, and then the walk to the camp began. We saw some wild horses and some not so wild horses. I would love to have hitched a lift at this point, but we marched on with the Spanish guys I had just met, crossed the river, petted the local dog, and then it was time for me to set up camp again. The final day started with a much needed dip in the hot spring, avoiding trucks, spraining my ankle, and then reuniting with the crew to have a final dinner before all going our separate ways.